Lights Camera Access organization that actually helps a lot of the disabled community to get work. And we actually worked a project called ADA Lead On. It actually educates the world in regards to all the disability rights in the United States and all the, the hurdles that the disability community went through to get our rights to be established. Although we have our rights, but there is still a lot of hurdles that still we fight for or advocate for. And I'm going to segue back onto Liz. Liz and I, we're both editors, and Liz does amazing things. I'm going to actually hand the baton over to you, Liz.
Sure. Well, working with the ADA Lead On Productions, really, I've gained so many insights, and I even learned a few things too. It was, like Tree was saying, it educated and caused acceptance and inclusion. We still have a lot of work to do, but we're on the right start, because the ADA, we started ADA Lead On 2 years ago, the production, for the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So we're in year 33 next year, and we still have a long way to go, but there's a bunch of good resources in that production that most people wouldn't realize otherwise. Like with Crip Camp and the history of all of the disability rights movement with Judy Heumann and Jim Lebrecht. And I didn't even know that the full scope of all the details and what everyone had to go through just to get that act signed and start the initial process of vindicating equal rights for the disability community. As we all who worked on the film pretty much all had a disability. I am autistic. I have other psychiatric conditions and labels, but like me and Tree talked about before, we see them as opportunities too, not just limitations. Yes, they're a unique set of challenges, but with them come awesome, incredible strengths and perspectives that you wouldn't have otherwise. So that was a great workout. I've learned a lot as an editor too. I learned about keyframes from Tree. We taught each other. It wasn't just, we learned a lot. I learned how to do more masks in Premiere and After Effects. I made a logo reveal. The In Memoriam, I think, was the biggest challenge with the keyframes and doing the rhythm, but it really helped me grow as an editor, and I love all the experience and skills that I've gained as a result. It was an absolute honor working with you all on it too.
Liz, tell her about your paintings back there. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I didn't really paint until the pandemic hit. I've always done comic books and visual art, but these paintings behind me are original acrylics I've done. I've made about 800 paintings in the past 2 years since the pandemic hit, because when the pandemic first happened, all my jobs and everything shut down. It didn't just encourage, but it forced me to look into myself, my intense feelings and anxieties, because my hours were cut, but I could still create. So I painted every day, even if I was tired or felt overwhelmed, I had to paint. So I kept painting and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I learned so many more styles. Alcohol inks are fun. You don't even need a brush. It's very accessible. And it's a very transformative medium. It's abstract, like these paintings behind me, but it's so cool. You could paint on glass, resin, plastic paper, otherwise known as Yupo paper. But yeah, I'm running out of room for all my paintings, and that's why I'm looking into more online store options and selling more of my work, because my apartment is getting very full very fast with artwork. But yeah, I've loved doing that. So that was a good thing that came out of the pandemic. It didn't stop my ability to create and grow as an artist and video editor as well. Yes.
Can you also tell her about other stuff that you've been doing, in regards to in the community as well?
Yeah. So, a few things. My comic book is like my focal point. My advocacy all started with my comic books and going to Comic Cons and being Flash mentor at Lights Camera Access, LCA for short. My comic book deals with self-love, acceptance, and learning to love all of yourself in spite of your challenges. Now, I don't focus on labels. It's essentially about my life, being autistic and having mental health conditions and trauma, and learning to cope with it and coming to terms with it, not repelling it, but learning to work with it. And art's given me a voice and a vehicle to connect that words couldn't at the time, and I've become more articulate in the process. It was very healing for me. So my work is called Paper Bag Comic, and that's what started. And then I met, in 2015, Alec Frazier. He was my mentor at the time. He introduced me to Lights Camera Access in 2018. Now, I met Alec in 2015 at Comic Cons, and we traveled for a bit. But then he told me about Terry and JD and these amazing people in the disability community. So, and when he introduced me to LC, I traveled to New York City because this was pre-pandemic and we could still meet in person and everything. And they gave me a lot of great advice, how to network, advocate for myself, and I became a mentor as an approach. I've presented at Autism Up and local things as organizations as well recently. I'm still doing that. But if I could go back to LCA for a minute, JD gave me a really good tip to best represent me by putting my art in my resume, because I'm a visual artist. I'm an artist and I'm autistic, and I have all these other layers to me besides just my labels. It's what I do too. And so he told me to put my art on my resume, and I did. And I was a teacher. Actually, I'm starting a new chapter. This is my last, I think tomorrow's my last day of being an art instructor for 3 years, an adaptive art center. And most of my students were also neurodiverse or had a disability of some form. And now I feel that I learned a lot working there, and it was great. But now I think my new chapter shifted to focus more on advocacy and video editing in that realm. So my last day working there is tomorrow. And I'm just very excited to see what lies ahead. But yeah, I do like to present and speak. I've spoken for mentoring coalitions and what was it? The PYD, Partnerships with Youth with Disabilities. I spoke at a Boston presentation with that, but it was great. I love sharing and connecting with others who think alike too. And you don't have to think alike to connect. It's just getting out there and destigmatizing the harsh stereotypes, because there's more to everyone than just their label.
I totally agree. Actually, especially I look at it like this. We go through so much of our navigating our disabilities, and it's interesting how we're labeled or discriminated on. Just so many factors. I can give you an example like with myself, because I am also neurodivergent. I have a chronic disability. I have a back injury, so I use things within limits. For me, it's more of because I have ADHD and I also deal with panic and anxiety attacks. I navigate through life and do what I can to just be my happiest self, and also too with I would say. Because I just finished up with school with the MFA program, and now I'm actually just started with the MBA program. I'm 51. A lot of people are like, "Wow, really? You're going back to school?" But with the show that I actually created, when I was in school with the MFA program, it was more of something that I was looking for, a project that I can continue working on outside of school, and I started working on this project, which is called Phenomenal Disabilities, which I invited Liz on the show to talk about everything that from art to school to everything in life. It's more of an educational show of anything for people to understand who we are. It's not something we call a show where a show to make people feel bad or anything. It's just more of an educational show. Some of the folks on the show, they'll talk about, some of the things that's going on in their life. And it does hit a touching nerve or moment on the show when they're discussing those moments. But there is an arc on the whole entire show. You kind of go through the process of it. And like I said again, it's more of educating the world, making you feel empowered, and say, hey, I can keep going. Hey, I love the way these people are. I love what they're doing. They're so confident. They're still making it happen, and they're just successful. They're empowering us, us non-disabled people to do, to be better, to be kinder, be sensible thinking and understanding what others are going through without being judgmental and stuff. Like I said again, it's just more of like an empowering show to be able to get people on to, to be their authentic self. Not a lot of people are comfortable being able to talk about these topics of their life. Sometimes they're, they're uncomfortable, in personal life. So a show like this platform with phenomenal disabilities is something where you feel comfortable and just saying, you know what, I'm going to unleash and just move on and say, hey, this is who I am. And, and I want people to take away from the show is be able to go, you know what? Thank you. I can do whatever, as anyone else. So, and I love the fact when Liz came on the show, Liz is just amazing. People talk about everything from, just, I learned so much from Liz, and I have to say, and not only just Liz, but the whole LCA team, working together. It's been such an honor to be able to work with them. Danny Whitburn, Terry, Hartman Squire, JD, Michaels, and there's so many more people that we've worked with that are still continuing this legacy for all of us. If it wasn't them, we wouldn't have networked and met together, and branched out to to do a lot of creative things that we're doing now. Honestly, when I arrived with LCA, I was extremely nervous. And I'm going to have to explain something about myself as well. I also have, we call it selective mutism. And I do have, we call it, I do stutter. So at times when I'm speaking, I may, stutter or I use a lot of because I'm trying to slow my brain down to be able to articulate. With a lot of people don't really understand what selective mutism is. It's more of a traumatic disorder. Sometimes like it deals in certain situations when there's a lot of trauma. If someone is, how you say, if there's something that's going on that is very stressful, it will cause me to climb up and not to speak. I've learned how to navigate through that now that I recognized it. And a lot of people don't understand that adults do go through this, and they think it's just with children under 5, but this can actually lead and go on through adult years. But for myself, I've learned how to go through the process of it. I'm still going through the process of it and still being able to navigate and being strong and confident and lead. And that's why I use this show platform. It had built my confidence, with a lot of the community as well. I love being able to meet people, and honestly, to be able to empower folks in getting out there in the world and being successful. It's funny. I've heard a lot of people that come on the show and they're like, "Wow, Tree, thank you for creating this platform, because if it wasn't for this platform, we wouldn't be able to, share our authentic selves, and it's not just about me create this platform. I just want this people to be able to do this on a regular basis. You know what I mean? It's just around the world. It's really important. I mean, we gotta work hard together to fight, to be strong and stand up and be our authentic selves, and not let ableism be this hardcore thing that's going to be restricting within all of us, with others that are flicking that on us. Honestly, I'm so glad to be on the show, that you invite us on. I really, really appreciate that you taking the time to reach out. That really means a lot, and, you know, I, I would love for you to be able to talk a little bit more about your daughter and her disability as well, if you can.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that your show and your work with with people with disabilities is very, very important, and I think your show changed the attitude of society towards people with disability, and the attitude of people with disability to themselves. And I think it's very important because my work is connected with social environment. We're trying to organizing the community of people who want to realize the social standards of relationships between people, empathic connectedness between people. I would like to position my daughter as a human, first of all, not like a child with disability. First of all, she's a child. And it's important to understand. And in our community, we have families from Kazakhstan, from different cities of Kazakhstan. And we trying to organize our life, our lifestyle, because community development, it's not only our work, it's our lifestyle. I'm sorry for my English. English is not my native language, and I'm not very fluent. But
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Trelanda. When I saw your show first time on Facebook, I was very, very happy because I liked you, and
Thank you.
I started to dreaming about your participation in our community development conference. I think that your show is very, very important and interesting in the field of community development, because all participants of your show, they starting to be a part of community. Maybe we can call it virtual community, yes? Community in the
Yes.
virtual space. We can be in different
Right,
parts
right.
of the world, but we can be together. Oh, I
Exactly.
can see Fidelis. Fidelis, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, how
Hi.
you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so I can, yeah, I
my
can try to,
girl, my daughter, her name is Eileen. She's 10 years old, and she's very beautiful and smart, and now she's overcoming her autistic limits. She becomes a very open person, and she dreams about friends, about friendship, and we face with the reality every day with my children, with my autistic girl, and I understand that we have to do a huge work with our social environment. We live in the post-Soviet space, and we have so many stigma in our society, so many social stereotypes, and it's important to do this work to create open and empathic environment for our children. So
right.
that's my life, that's my work, and now I'm happy that I'm a part of community. I'm not alone, and I feel a power of our community. I feel energy, spirit of community. And now, during our conference, I feel spirit of virtual space, spirit of virtual community, and it's very, very. It's a lot of energy for people. So that's my experience, that's my work, that's my life.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I honestly, I'm glad that I met so many of you on here. It's just been really amazing to be able to listen to everyone's, discussion on topics, and even like watch the show on days that I was not able to participate. Very informative, and I love everything that's being presented. It's just truly amazing how you put something like this together. Thank you so much.
I'm very happy to be here, and it's amazing what technology can do, because we're all so far away, but we're so close at the same time. And I think that is great that your daughter has you too, that with how you see her, because oh my goodness, like it's so important, like you said, the human first, right? Human is most important. Because actually I wasn't diagnosed autistic till I was about 15, and I'm 28 now, and the challenges were always very strong, but I went from school to school, but my mom was really good to me too, and that helped me. And but yeah, I had a lot of hard time with making friends, expressing myself too, and just learning new information was really difficult. I couldn't rhyme till I was about 13, stuff like that, and hyperlexia. Like I had these splinter skills. Like I could read at college level at age 3, I taught myself. But understanding the comprehension was not, I didn't get what the meaning behind the words were. I would memorize and script all the time. I think that was hard in school, because I wouldn't know what a question meant if I was asked an instruction on an assignment, for example. And eventually, like I said, I got the right support. But it's good that your daughter has you too, because I think that's great. And does she like to do art? What does she like?
Oh, she loves art. She loves dancing, and she's trying to learn English and Georgian language a little bit. She likes to speak in English. She can say, "Hello, my name is Eileen. I'm 10 years old," and something like that. And she loves her pets very much. We have 2 cats, and she loves to play with them, and she loves the butterflies and flowers. We have a little garden here, and she likes to swimming. I don't know. She's a child, and she loves everything from the childhood. Yes, and in our community, we have psychosocial approach of our work. And we say that it should be a safety social environment for our children, because bullying and alienation in the society, it's a huge problem for whole the world, and our autistic children face us with this reality. And my daughter, she can't make a friend in spontaneous situations, but in our community she feels herself in safety, and it's important for us, and we try to make our life more how to say, human awareness. We try to develop human awareness in our society.
Yes, I get that. A couple good resources for autistic girls. There's Samantha Kraft. Look her up.
Could you
might have heard
in our chat? It's very interesting.
Yes. How do I do that? Hold on. I could spell it. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this platform. Do I just hold on?
Maybe Messenger I will share this link here?
In Messenger, I'll share it.
Okay.
It sounds great. I'll share it in Messenger after this. But Samantha Craft of Everyday Asperger's. Temple Grandin's a good resource. There's also ANCA, ANCA at naturallyautistic.com. I'll provide all the websites and links via Messenger. They're great.
Thank you so much. I will visit this link. I see that my colleague Inara joining us from Kazakhstan. Inara, can you hear us?
Yes, of course, I hear you. Everybody, hello.
Hello.
Sorry for my switched off video.
Maybe Inara will share her experience of working, living in our community.
Yes. So my name is Inara. I am 25 years old. I have a little baby now, so that I'm in Kazakhstan now. But I lived in Georgia with Nargis, and we are colleagues. So I have a brother, and he was diagnosed with autism, so that I term of disability so close to me. But it isn't a main reason why I am inclusive community. So I joined because this is my profession. I really love it. I really live with it. So it's very, very important for me. So that is not my work. This is my lifestyle. And I work with children, with Nargis. Yes, girls with another children. So I'm happy to be there.
I can say about Inara that she is very talented in organizing of different activities for children, and all our children love Inara so much. Our Inara, she's very beautiful and she looks like a Disney princess. She has a very long hair, like a Rapunzel, but with black hair. Asian Rapunzel. So my little daughter, her name is Almira. She's 8 years old, and she dreams to be to look like Nara. So, Dinara, can you hear us? Hello.
Hi everyone, this is my second time in Discord. This is for me. Record, absolutely record. Nice to meet you again. I see Trelanda, I know her, Fidelis, nice to see you.
We have a Liz today. Liz, she's a colleague of Trelanda.
Oh, yes, nice to meet you. My name is Dinara. I am a colleague of Nargis. We are live in Georgia, but I'm from Kazakhstan. I'm a Kazakh. I'm a practitioner. I'm a mother of a 9-year-old child. My son has a diagnosis of autism, so I'm working in this way. We try to solve this issue, this problem, try to learn what is the essence of this problem. So here we are. Thank you for the meeting. What can I say? Elle?
Thank you, Dinara. So, Trelanda, your host today. Maybe you will tell us about your work, about your show, a little bit more about your projects.
Sure. With my show, Phenomenal Disabilities, and the work that I'm doing, we're actually, in the process of with the show, we aim to focus on offering this show for every community from low vision to our community of folks who are hard of hearing. So it's just like the same format how Liz and I have done with LCA, with the ADA lead on. We would actually edit the whole entire package together of the show and then present it for the world. So we had every person of every disability that's able to watch it without and we also had a lot of our guests who were epileptic, so we had to be very mindful of flashes, too intense flashes, so we try to avoid that, as much as possible, because we want to be accommodate to every group as much as possible. And again, like I said, with phenomenal disabilities, honestly, like I mentioned to you before, it's an empowering show. And like I said, it's insightful and engaging. And it's not only just about, each individual that are going through whatever disability they're going through, but we also have resources. A lot of the people in the community who are educators, professionals, who have resources that will provide to anyone who needs them. And it's really, really important that a lot of people who are not aware of a lot of the information going on, or just a lot of information that's out there ready available, that they can reach out and make a phone call or email these organizations to get to self-advocate for themselves. On top of that, being able to have we call parents on the show talk about, like you do it, Nazi, with your child with disabilities, what you do, and what success and the journeys you've gone through, and what you can offer to new parents that are navigating with their children with disabilities, because there's a lot of people, not the parents out there that are going, I don't know, how do I do this? So it's also great to have parents on the show that can give a lot of great, insightful information, just where they feel, confident, comfortable in saying, hey, thank you for giving me that advice, because I didn't know where I was going to go with this. I was feeling panicky. I was feeling overwhelmed, and I really appreciate this so much. It's just like, for the show itself, it's for the whole entire world to be able to, watch and even offer their services all over the world, and be able to jump on the show and talk about what's going on in other countries, because, it's not just the United States that these issues are going on. It's all over the world, and I want anyone to be able to participate on the show, and you're more than welcome.
Thank you, Trelanda. Yes, you're right, and we know that the main problem it's maybe we can call it state of depression, when people face with the disability of their children, or some trauma maybe, and they don't know what to do, how to organize their life, how to overcome these challenges. And I think the main help is information, is successful examples of other people. And that is why your show is so interesting for me, and I think for all people. And now we say to you, welcome to our Inclusive Practices Network, and you can run your show here too, on this platform, and we can make very cool things by technical side. We can make a live broadcasts on Facebook page, on YouTube page, from Discord too. We can invite different peoples from whole the world. Now we have participants from 60 countries. Yeah, yes, from Australia, America, China, all post-Soviet space, Israel too, Spain. It's very, very interesting from sharing experience. So.
Exactly. Honestly, too, like, I'm gonna segue on this. The show is not just centrally on our disabilities, but it's on our successes. So you will see a lot of people on the show. You see doctors, lawyers, you see teachers, you see performers, artists. Recently I just had a counselor who was on the show who she has a disability where a lot of perfumes, they wear perfume. She has a medical condition where she can't breathe. So has been really happy since we've been under COVID that we are, living, staying at home and doing a lot of Zoom, participation. And she's also a singer and pianist. So, and with her disability, with her hands, how do you say it? She set up her piano. It's like a computerized system that, when she plays it and it records at the same time. So it's kind of like as if like there's another person singing and playing with her. So all she has to do is hit a key here or there, and she continues to sing, and it reduces the amount of pain that's on her hand or wrist. So, people like that, they're on the show, and I honestly, I think it's, empowering and fun, to be able to watch so many people who are so talented, and it is really motivational to go, wow, well, okay, well, maybe I can do that too. Okay, I'm gonna try that one too. People say, no, Trey, you're already in school, so stop, stop doing so many things. For me, I love it. I just love watching anybody being able to show their gifted talent and who they are. While they're able to navigate with their disabilities confidently as they are and stuff. I mean, honestly, I look at Liz, I look at so many people in our community that are just, okay, whatever. All right. So what? It is what it is. Honestly, I want, like I said again, I would like to see more people, embracing this more. I know right now that's in our society right now, there's been an epidemic of addiction, and we've been really trying to get a lot of these people, off of drugs, and that's another topic, of a disability that plagues our society is drugs. And I've definitely, like I say, we have, people on our show who talk about addiction. I'm a person from the from the sober community as well. So I talk about this discussion. I even talk about breast awareness, cancer awareness and so forth, all those topics. And, this is just a platform just to be able to talk about anything that you want to be able to talk about. And hey, show your talent, show whatever else you're doing in the community, and educate the world, is really, really important. I don't know how else to express, this as well as I've already explained right now, but I hope what I'm saying resonates to all of you, and maybe inspire you to come on the show and actually talk about a lot of the things that's going on in your community, because it's really important for the whole world to know what's going on in your world and understand that we're all in unity together. At the end of the day, with all the same problems and issues going on, and we need to solve those together.
Thank you, Trelanda. So inspiring words. Thank you that you show a different sides of human talents, and it's very, very important. Trelanda, I'm sorry, but now I should go to a next workshop because we started our practice exchange. Thank you for joining us. But you can continue your conversation with Fidelis, with Liz, if you want, and you can plan the next maybe your show or presentation, I don't know, podcast here. Please text me, okay, and we will continue our connectedness. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Liz, nice to meet you.
Thank you for your experience.
Meeting you. Thank you so much for having me. It was wonderful connecting with you all.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
we will continue. I hope that
Yes.
we will see you and have you on this platform.
Thank you. I look forward to connecting with you more too, and I'm all for it. Thank you again.
So, yes, be in touch. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.